Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special. Here are some of the matches that you'll see for the Great American Bash coming up. If we can get a preview of what's going to go down once we get the preview right here. Here are the matches that you'll see: the NXT Championship match, the Women's Championship match, the North American Championship match, a grudge match. You see some of these four matches that will be on the main card tonight, and plus more. We get the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag wrestling. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't be missed a thing. All right, let's not waste no time whatsoever. We'll kick things off here on the Great American Bash the Outcome special. We kick things off with this match right here. We know that Zaria will defend her North American Championship. Zaria against this rematch. When you look at Zaria versus Tatum Paxley rematch, after Zaria beat Tatum Paxley to win the North American Championship a couple of weeks ago, this is Tatum Paxley now the challenger, looking for getting a go over the dominant force known as Zaria. Zaria dominant commodity coming out of the Great American Bash. I don't see no one taking this championship away from Zaria. Zaria looks like she's going to be a fine champion. Look for Zaria to keep her championship intact. And Zaria retains her women's North American championship that she needs. She has on her corner. So look forward to seeing that Zaria with the win and stays the women's North American champion by any means necessary. Another match that everyone's been talking about is this match right here. Shaquan Sears will go against his former teammate Dion Lennox of Dark State. Dion had plotted to get rid of Sakar out the group. They were once teammates. Now they're enemies. Saquon trying to get his measure of revenge on Dion Lennox. So Dion Lennox and Saquon had a face-to-face confrontation, and that face-to-face confrontation did lead out to Dion saying the reason why Shakar is out the group because Shakar wanted to be the big head and thought he was better than everybody and didn't have the best interests of the group. Well, we told you that Dark State kicked Shaquan out the group. Shaquan got kicked out the group real bad. You can tell right here, Shaquan got power driven out the group after losing the match to the Vanity Project for the tag team championship. Yeah, we see that Shaquan doing what he needed to do, and Dion did what he needed to do to get Shaquan out the group. But Shaquan looking for a measure of revenge, and Shaquan wants to do what he needs to do in order to win. But they had that little face to face. Look for Shaquan to lose to Dion in their face-to-face battle. So we'll see as well. Look forward to seeing that. All right. Another match that everyone's been talking about is this match right here. Wren Sinclair defends the Women's Speed Championship against Arianna Grace. Arianna Grace getting the opportunity last week on NXT by defeating what's her name? Izzy Dane. Now Arianna Grace getting the shot. She'll go against Wren Sinclair. What a matchup that's going to be after beating Izzy Dane. So you can tell right here, this was the bracket right here for the tournament. And you tell her Izzy Dame and Ariana Grace had to go through people like Dia Hill and Layla Diggs to get the shot, but looks like Izzy Dame didn't get the shot that she's looking for. So it looks like as we saw last week, looks like Rita Sinclair will defend her championship against Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace championship drought after she lost the TNA Women's Championship, the Knockouts title, and now it looks like she's trying to recoup, trying to get back a belt. And I guess the Speed Championship is the belt that she wants. Another match that everyone's buzzing about is Tristan Angels going against what's his name? Tristan Angels going against this dude. I forgot his name, but they're gonna fight one on one. They was in the NXT Mr. NXT pageant, and the Tristan Angels felt like he was upstaging him on everything, even in the talent competition. Tristan was in action against Aaron Rourke and lost his opportunity. And they were in a swimsuit competition. It was just all over the place and stuff like that. Tristan, even talent competition. So I guess we kind of see they're gonna sell the differences in the ring at the got his name. They was selling in the ring, you know. We'll see. Selling in the ring. I look for Tristan Angels to get the win. Being embarrassed for a couple of weeks over Shallow Hill. Yeah, Shallow. That's his name. Shallow Hill. So look for Tristan Angels to get that merit of revenge over Shallow. Like Shallow's not gonna like that one bit. So Tristan Angels will win over Shallow Hill. I guarantee you on that. Um, but I've been watching real closely. Is this match right here, the North American title online? These two best friends will battle. Myles Borne taking on Tavion Heights for the North American Championship. Um, it looks like Tavion is a little bit secretly jealous of Myles' success. That Myles is the North American champion. Myles Borne tried to up courage and give Tavion the you know the benefit of the doubt, but I would want if I was Miles Born, I'll keep my eye on Tavion. Tavion looks like the person that kind of like will be your friend for a minute and stab you in the back. Hey, oh, Tavion looking like he wants some gold, and Tavion could be the one walking out with some gold coming up, some North American gold. Look for Tavion to win and try to betrays Miles' trust and do something real dirty and real plain to get Miles to realize that Tavion was a threat all along. So that'll be the issue that we'll see coming up as well for the bash as well. Looking forward to seeing that as well. So hey, speaking of matches, we know this. Lola Vice set to defend her women's championship against number one contender Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray and Lola Vice will be going at each other. They were once tag team partners a couple weeks ago, and this tag team now looks like Keanu Jordan trying to instigate and stir the pot with Kendall hitting Lola in the head with her belt. But it was accidental miscommunication, as you can tell right here. These two women will battle out for the women's championship. Can Lola Vice rump shake her way the retaining her women's championship. That's the question that everybody wants to know. But it was a lot of chaos going on, and just like both girls are good, but someone has to eventually turn dirty. Look for perhaps Kendall Gray, maybe close to winning the championship, but she ain't gonna win. Lola Vice still gonna retain her title. So Lola Vice gonna, to me, retain the championship and keep the championship in her favor. So look for Lola Vice to rump shake her way as the women's championship. And finally, the main event. The main event will be for the coveted NXT Championship. As Tony D'Angelo set to defend the title against Naruku. Naruku getting this championship aspirations come to WWE, making a big splash. Borne challenging Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo was like a big fish in a small pond. And now Tony D'Angelo has the opportunity to finally find some real competition. And that real competition comes from Naraku. So like I said, but we'll see. But look for Tony D'Angelo. They really had this right here. They had a sit down meeting right here, a sit down this past week. Sit down, contract signing, and Tony D'Angelo opened the contract, and in the contract he got burnt. His face got half his face was scarred. You can tell right there, Tony D'Angelo leaving a scarred face onto Naruku. Naruku now wants to be a serious contender for the title, and doing all this to get Tony D'Angelo off his game. That's going to be the issue that we're going to see coming up. So look for Tony D'Angelo to retain, being half can't see, be a little bit blind, but Tony D'Angelo will perhaps retain the NXT championship. We'll see what Tony D'Angelo is going to do. All right, that does it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Predict the Outcome special. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments below who you predicting that's going to win their matches for NXT Great American Bash, and we'll have what you people were thinking and talking about on the NXT special edition of the NXT Great American Bash review special. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show.